Hey, what's going on, gents, and welcome to another video from Fit Man Style. It's your boy Ian, and if you're a new viewer, first of all, thank you for joining me. I talk about style here for the fit guy, the athletic guy. If that fits your description, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. I drop these videos once a week. If you're not new here, welcome back, and let's get into today's topic. All right, gents, so something that I always say on this channel is to go the custom route, because sometimes off the rack clothing doesn't fit the fit man's physique. It just doesn't fit. And last year I did a video, as it was a two-part video on men's Wearhouse custom program, and I made that video as, you know, something that is easily accessible to the average Joe, that is affordable as well. So like I said, it was a two-part video. First part, I went for my measuring, and the second part is when I actually got the suit and I showed you guys the suit. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna review that suit 1 year later and tell you guys how I really feel about the suit 1 year later, and is that whole custom program worth it? Now let's first take a look at the pants. I'm happy to say that the pants still fit for the most part. If you can see right here, it is pulled a little bit. So it's really hugging on my thighs quite a bit. These are flat front pants. However, I did speak to a manager recently, and he said that they offer pleats as well. I didn't know that at the time, but now I do. But definitely you can see it pulling here, but the one place you can see it pulling the most is the pockets. If you have pants and the pockets are flaring out like this, that means it's a little bit too tight in the front, but definitely tight in the back end. I don't mean to show you my butt, but you can see it's damn near painted on. So there's a little bit of fabric that's right there in the back that I can let out, and that would give me a little bit more room. But for the most part, it still fits. Now, let's take a look at the vest. I can feel a little bit of tightness in my midsection here. I will admit I probably had a little bit too much to eat during the holiday season, and I'm still trying to fight that off. So you can definitely see it pulling right here in this top button, and you can see it, maybe you see a little bit of pulling right here on the sides. My chest has gotten bigger, so that may also play into why this button is pulling. But there's a little bit of fabric in there that I can let out, or maybe I just need to cut down on the weight a little. But this is the vest. For the most part, it still fits. Just some minor adjustments that I need to make. And lastly, the jacket. I personally don't see anything that needs to be fixed with this jacket or tailored a little bit more. It still fits me. Maybe you guys can see something and let me know down in the comments if I need to do a little bit of tweaking here and there. But yeah, it still fits loosely on my sides. It's not constricting. It's nicely on my shoulders. And let me do a quick 360 for you. So yeah, maybe you guys can see something that I could address with the tailor, but for the most part, it still fits me. And I really wish the lapels was a little bit wider. Man, that would have made this coat perfect. As you can see, I still have the suit and it still fits me, with some minor adjustments that need to be made here and there, but that's okay. Now, in that video, the part 2 of the men's Wearhouse custom video that I did, I was really raving about the suit and how much I love the suit. So the question is, a year later, do I still feel the same way about the suit, about the custom process, and is it all worth it? Well, the answer to that question is twofold. I can see why it may be worth it for some people, but I can also play devil's advocate and see why it may not be worth it for some other people. So it all depends on where you fall in this spectrum. So let's take a look at both sides. Before I get into the reasons why it may or may not be worth it for you to check out this custom program, I must say that everything that I'm about to say is strictly my opinion and the opinion of a couple people that I've spoken to who I look up to, and I respect what they have to say because they have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to style, clothing, and suits, especially custom suits. So taking their point of views, adding it with my opinion, Here are 3 reasons why I feel the Men's Wearhouse custom program is worth it. 1, if this is your first ever custom suit, then I'll say yeah. You know, Men's Wearhouse is one of those stores that you can point to and say they sell suits there. Macy's does, JCPenney does, other department stores do as well. But Men's Wearhouse has really built their brand on being the store that sells suits, and they have the custom program. So you can just walk in there and just talk to them about it. And there's a good chance that there's a Men's Wearhouse near you. I'm not sure if they're international, I can't remember, but I know that they are national. So there's a good chance there's a Men's Wearhouse in your city or town or nearby. Second reason why it may be worth it is if you prefer hands-on measuring. If there's no one around you to measure you, or you definitely don't want to measure yourself, you want to go to an expert, a tailor to measure you. However, I will say if you watch that part 1 video, the measurements are very limited. Even with my Luxia pants that I got made, there was a lot more measurements with that than I had with the Men's Wearhouse pants. With the Luxia pants, I have to measure my waist, my seat, my rise, my thigh, my knee, the inseam, outseam, cuff. They didn't do all that. So with Men's Wearhouse, and even with the jacket too, the guy just took a jacket off the rack, fit me with it, and say, okay, we're gonna take it in here and there. So just understand that the measurements are limited. And third reasons why it may be worth it is it has a lifetime tailoring. Like I said, I do need to take it back to adjust it here and there. So I have full confidence that they're gonna do it, and it's free. So who doesn't like free? Reasons why it may not be worth it. 1, it's not a true custom. If you're in the style community and you're familiar with anything custom, shirts, pants, suits, you know, you have your fabrics and all that, but you pretty much have a blank canvas to do whatever you want. You want to do this? Cool, we can do that. You want to do this? Cool, we can do that. You want to do this? Awesome, we can do that. When you start getting into roadblocks, you know, I kind of question if that's really custom. You know, when they start saying, well, we don't do that, it's like, what do you mean you don't do that? Like, it's a custom, I'm supposed to do whatever I want. For example, I wanted to widen the lapels on the jacket. Those lapels was about 2.5 to 2 3/4 wide. For a guy like me with a big chest, I need at least 3 1/4. 3.5, 3 3/4, great. But they don't have that option. You know, if I want to have side adjusters or side tabs instead of belt loops, cool, but they don't do side adjusters or side tabs. And the one thing that I was really looking forward to was the double-breasted shawl waistcoat, shawl collar waistcoat. They don't do that. They do the double-breasted peak lapel waistcoat, but I don't want a peak lapel. I want a shawl lapel, but they don't do that. So when you start hitting those roadblocks like, we don't do that, I'm like, damn it, man, is that really custom then? So pretty much what I'm saying is, if I'm doing anything custom, I want to have the option to do whatever I want. If I want to have belt loops on my pants, cool. If I want to have side adjusters on my pants, cool. They can do that, but not with that particular program. Another reason why it may not be worth it is ever since doing that video and speaking to guys who own custom suits from other brands and actually make custom suits, seems like there are better alternatives out there than Men's Wearhouse. And this kind of piggybacks off of the first reason why it may be worth it for you to check out that program, which was, you know, if it's your first suit, you know, Men's Wearhouse is a local company, you can go check them out. These alternatives are either not well known, not local, or they just don't have a brick and mortar store. Take, for example, Suit Supply. Suit Supply is better than Men's Wearhouse, but their stores are very limited. In my city, there's none. The closest one to me is about a good hour and a half away, and I don't see the average guy driving an hour and a half to buy a suit. I would, because I know it's suit supply, but not the average dude. But there's other brands, Oliver Wicks, Spear McKay, and even just looking at their off-the-rack options. Forget the custom options of these brands. Their off-the-rack options seem to be better than the custom option that I went with Men's Wearhouse. So that's something to also think about. And third reason why it may not be worth it is if you take away the fluff, you know, the monogram, the workable buttons, the contrast buttonhole on the workable buttons, the contrast buttonhole on the lapel, the fancy lining on the waistcoat. If you take away all that fluff, what you really have is a suit separate. Like seriously, you have a suit separate. And is it worth it in that sense? Probably not. Just walk into any store. If you really want a suit separate, walk into any department store and buy a suit separate. So those are 3 reasons why I feel it may not be worth it. So here's my final 2 cents on this custom program. You know, as content creators, as style YouTubers, we have an obligation to, you know, when we do these reviews on products and brands, to take a step back, have an objective point of view, kind of have like a bird's eye point of view, look at all of the details, good and bad, give it to you guys so you can ultimately make the decision that's best for you. Because at the end of the day, it's your money and I can't tell you how to spend that. But I see this worth it for the guy who is just starting out. He doesn't have any suits in his closet, kind of heard of this custom process that it may be expensive, he ain't got that kind of money. This is a very affordable way to get your foot in the door. Is it the best way available? Absolutely not. It's not, but it's a starting point. And you know, you may not have a custom clothier that may be local to you. You may not have a brick and mortar store of these online companies that do custom clothing. But like I said, there's a good chance you've heard of Men's Wearhouse. There's a good chance there's a Men's Wearhouse near you, and you can just walk in there and talk to one of the guys and they can guide you through that process. However, for me, I see this as a stepping stone in my style journey to the next thing. Will I go back and buy another custom suit? Most likely not, because I've learned a lot about custom suits and how they fit and, you know, the proportions and all that. So I most likely will not go back and get another one, but it's a good stepping stone in this style journey. I feel like style, you go through phases where you try different things to kind of see what your style is, and then you finally hit that phase where you just hit cruise control and you're like, yeah, that's my style. I'm kind of going through those phases where I'm seeing what works for me, what doesn't, especially for a fit man's body type. So I appreciate this first step. I do not regret it whatsoever. I still have the suit. I bought it. I'm gonna wear it. But would I go back and get another one? No. So the knowledge that I've gained from that suit, and I've had other custom clothes made in between now and that suit that I made last year, I've grown my knowledge on style and the custom process. So most likely my next custom suit is gonna be way better than that one. All right guys, thank you for watching this video. Truly appreciate you joining me. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. If you've bought a custom suit from Men's Wearhouse, I would like to hear your experience in the comments below. If you've bought custom suits from other brands, also let me know that, because I'm always willing to try new brands. You see the vibes, Super Bowl Sunday, so you already know what team I'm going for. So thank you guys for watching this video. Truly appreciate that. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. And until then, stay fly and stay fit.